guys, Roxanne here from Tiny Home Living. Well, we are hoping to use this beautiful day to get the finishing touches on the greenhouse. So we're just about to get started. Chris is putting a final coat of paint on some other trim. We're putting a coat of primer and 2 coats of good paint on everything. So it's taken a bit of time, but let's get started. This trim is for around the door of the greenhouse and the generator shed. We want to get the door put back on and the trim around it today. So got all of the trim here for the windows. Of course, one of the chickens had to jump up and poop on the fresh paint. And we've got 2 coats on this. Chris painted the sea can, the ugly old rusty one, at the back there, so it looks a little bit nicer when you're looking at it this way. So yesterday I got paint on the door jamb here, and you can see how nice the stark white paint is going to look against the green, and then the trim around the door is white as well as the windows, so that's going to look really nice. We also got the rest of the onions in drying, moved some of the plants around here so that the ones that were at the back here behind these, you can see how big these ones are. Put these ones over, staggered them a bit so that they're getting more direct sun too. And got the heater hung on the wall. Chris had to build a box here so that we could vent it through one of the windows. A few of the windows, the screens got wrecked, so this one didn't have a screen in it anyway. And we also, well, we meaning Chris, has to crawl under the sea cans to feed the hose through so we can put it under the gravel over here to the heater. So, pretty exciting. Still don't know about these melons. They stopped growing. They're pretty big. There's one big one in the back here too. Still tons of blossoms. But yeah, should have pruned that, I guess. Chris couldn't find white screws when he went to town, so what he did was get a can of the anti-rust paint and spray the heads, just stick them into some foam like this. Spray foam, or sorry, styrofoam. So much for our nice sunny day. I would rather work under clouds, mind you, but we do need it not to rain today. Let's go see what's going on over here. Look how nice that white looks against the green. So pretty. Drilling pilot holes and then putting the screws in. Yep, it's starting to pour. Chris is going to put this piece of wood above the door. I'm standing inside. Oh my goodness. Hot and sunny 5 minutes ago. This is the last of those pods. You can see some of them are already completely dried. And I'm going to shell them all and put them all to dry with the ones that I have in here. I've got 2 trays. This one's doing really well. You can tell how hard and dry they are by the sound of them. And then I've got another partial tray here. So I'll just add those ones to this tray and just let them dry longer. I also got the stems all off these rose hips and got them washed, so I'm just letting them dry out. I think I might grind them with my coffee grinder into powder and put them in capsules. They're great for making tea, but look up online what rose hips are good for. It's just amazing. The vitamins, they're sort of a superfood, and anti-inflammatories, which is so important to all of us. And if I get time, I hope I do, I am going to pick some more of these. There's plenty more of them. Look at, it's beautiful and sunny out again. Oh, camera needs to focus. It's beautiful and sunny out again. I think the rain has already stopped. It's been like 3 minutes. Chris has gone to have a nap though. He needs to nap when he feels like it and rest when he needs to. So I'm just going to switch to doing some indoor stuff and let him get some rest. I've also got, I'll do these, and then I've got to wash these beans and go through the ones in here that I'm going to keep for seeds as well and get them drying with the rest of them. Well, again, that's more than what I expected. You know, that's quite a few packages of seeds if you were going to buy them. So this is amounting to a lot more than I expected. Oops, just dump these on here. And I will come back tomorrow. Some of them are really dry and some are not. So I'm just going to keep drying them till they're all really dry. And then I'll sort through and take out, you know, the little ones like that and keep the nice ones. But until they're dried, I won't do that. Now, the beans. I think first I'll put these in the sink to wash, get most of the debris off, and then I tend to sort through them and put the really thick ones in a bowl and then the thinner ones, because I blanch the thick ones for a minute or two longer. But this is way more beans than I thought I was going to end up with too. And I'll end up with a bunch of seeds. We aren't really crazy about these beans, but I bought them, and you know what? If you're hungry, you'll eat them. Oh, that's a pea. Oh my goodness. That is a lot of beans. My goodness. These are the rusty ones that were laying on the ground. There's nothing wrong with them really, but they're not very appetizing looking. And then these ones, you can clearly see that the bean has already gone black, like totally black, and it's a huge one. So those will be great for seeds. I'm not, like I said, I'm not that crazy about these, but you never know. Neighbors or friends might want some, and my goodness, you don't get much bigger seed than that. That would probably be a package. No, I'm just joking, but you know what I mean. There. Now see, these ones are just starting to turn black, but I think I'll put them in there because obviously I'm not going to eat those ones. They're pretty yucky looking. But I will go through these and try and find the ones. Again, there's another one. I don't know. Yeah, they're just starting to go black. So, but they're nice and plump, really big. And so I will go through and see if I can find the ones that I want to use for seeds first. This is a lot of work. Those ones look like they're going black too. Nice and plump. See, it's just turning black, and it is huge. I don't think I'll even keep these little ones. It's like they're nothing compared to those big ones. I will just keep the best ones, I think, with these. These ones are not as big, but you can see how they're going black. They're really nice seeds. And again, you know, I might check with the ladies at church. Somebody might really love yellow beans and want some seeds. So I'll just continue to do this and then start sorting the bigger ones with the smaller ones into bowls to blanch them. I should mention too, you know, when you're opening the pod, sometimes I dig my fingernail into the bean and I don't keep those ones because I don't think they would be any good if they're damaged like that. And it's kind of hard to open these sometimes without getting your fingernail cutting into one of the beans. Look at this one. It is huge. My goodness. There's only 2 in there, but they're good ones. I've got my second sink full of water in here. What I did was I took out the biggest ones, the really chunky ones. I'm going to cut and blanch those first. I'm going to put them on my trays for the freezer, freeze dryer, and freeze dry those ones, and then these smaller ones I will use the food saver and put them in the freezer. Chickens will be happy. They get lots of scraps too. Usually when I cut into them, I can see if the bean is still green or black. So if I see black, I just take those ones and use them for the seeds. But for the most part, I think these ones are all good. I went through the pods that I thought looked the darkest. Some of them are still green, but look at these massive seeds I've got. So, I mean, even if I keep them, even if I give them away, I've got the seeds if I want to use them. This is the tedious part that I really dislike. And my knives out here are not that sharp. I got to get Chris to sharpen a bunch of them because they are really dull. Mind you, I'm pretty dangerous. That one's a little small. I'm going to toss that one back. I'm a bit dangerous person with a sharp knife. I really can't be trusted around sharp knives. Now they do say that dull knives are more dangerous. The mice have been chewing on some of these beans, so I also had to toss some because of that. There's just a little bit here where it's been nibbled on, but for the most part I can use most of the beans. So that one, I can see there's a nice chunky seed in the end, so I'll keep that end for the seed. Oh, look at that. Look how tiny that was. So the pod was really fat, but nothing in there. So that will go to the chickens. The mice have had a nibble on them. The chickens get their share, we get our share. Everybody's happy. Yeah, before we put this handle back on, we need to, because this white wood has been added on, we've got to put a piece of plywood on here that holds this out so that it's going to slide into this. So what we're going to do is just cut a little piece of this plywood off. It comes flush with the white wood. We'll paint it green, and then we'll be able to put the handle back on. But at least the door's back on. It rained heavy enough last night that the floor inside the shed got wet. So at least now with this stuff on. And now we're going to put the two pieces on the corner, which is going to dress it up a little, make it look really nice. Nice is that? I can't go back too far because the sun's just above the greenhouse and it'll blind me. But Chris always slopes the pieces on the top and makes them a little bit longer. That's I think that's a 22.5 angle on them. And then we got to put this piece here, and then the one going up the side. And then we can go on to the rest of the windows. But this looks just awesome. And then we're going to paint that door a little bit darker green. Oh, and we're putting pieces on the corner too, both sides of the corner. You might be wondering why we didn't paint the fascia. That's because it's going to get capped in white aluminum. I think just so Chris can play with his new toy. What is it about styrofoam and chickens? Get! Go on, get away! Go. Chickens! Watch, she'll come right back. Oh, and you too, little Mr. Rooster. There she is. Right back. Come on, get! Bad girl. Oh my goodness. She's gonna come right back again. They love this time of day too. Look at this big fluffy one. I'm hoping that's a hen. The buffs are so big. I have such a hard time telling because they're just such big chickens. Look at them. They're all spreading out. Look at them. They're all spreading out across the property. Looking for bugs and grasshoppers. And look at, she's going to come right back. Look at this little devil. Oh, you bad girl. That one I'm calling butterscotch. Unless I think of something better. I suppose the buffs look more like butterscotch. But anyway, she's the only caramely colored one that's Americana. Little devil will probably come back again. She's going to get, oh, she's going to get the styrofoam. What a little devil. I'm watching you. Go on, bad girl. Ay, ay, ay. We gotta get this put back in the chicken coop because they're just driving me nuts. Gotta re-insulate that, get that done. Then all this mess will be cleaned up. Yikes. Look how nice this is looking. Makes me so happy. Even that piece up the side. And then of course the fascia is going to be white aluminum. Looks so nice. We are going to leave it at that for today. It has cooled right off. It's about 13 or 14 Celsius. And I have got to get back in the kitchen and get those beans done tonight. So that's it for the greenhouse for today. We got half the windows done and the front door. And the back door, we just painted everything green because it's the back door. It doesn't matter so much. So we'll see you tomorrow.